welcome to another edition of Wildcat News. To start us off today, we'll be asking some students as well as teachers about how they celebrate the holiday season. I asked some students and teachers on what holiday traditions they have.
Every year I host Christmas Eve at my house, which I love. So that's a tradition. And also we have always traditionally opened one gift on Christmas Eve.
I think my favorite holiday tradition is probably lighting the menorah and eating like potato Luckies and having just some of the food that, is served on Hanukkah.
Favorite holiday tradition is when me and all my cousins meet up and we sing our own version of the 12 Days of Christmas.
I asked some students and teachers on what holiday traditions they have.
I have several holiday traditions, but I've got the so I married a halfie. So in our household, we celebrate the Jewish holiday of Hanukkah and Christmas.
I think my favorite part is getting together with family that we don't usually get to see. My husband's side, there's a lot of family we don't get to see often, so we get together with them.
Favorite holiday tradition is getting Christmas pajamas. That's been a tradition in my family since my grandmother started it.
I asked students and teachers about their favorite movie around the holiday season.
My favorite holiday movie probably has to be The Polar Express. I've watched it probably every year. I love The Polar Express.
Oh, my favorite Christmas movie is definitely Santa Claus, the movie, but not the Tim Allen one, the original from the 80s with Dudley Moore.
My favorite movie is Home Alone, the first one.
We asked some people about their plans for this upcoming winter break.
Winter vacation, I think we might be going out to Florida this year, which we've never done, but might just try something new.
Plans for winter vacation are to play basketball, hang out with my friends, and now I'm going to have to study for midterms, so that too.
Some people like different foods during the holiday season.
My favorite holiday food is my mom's pancakes that she makes every Christmas morning.
Those are some good answers. Off to Dylan about how they can improve the courtyard.
Thank you, Nate. Happy holidays, everyone. The courtyard has become a topic of debate between students and the staff, and today we gather ideas on how it can be improved upon. We asked the staff and students on their thoughts on the courtyard and how it can be improved upon.
I think the courtyard is a wonderful place, especially for the middle school, because I know they go out there sometimes for recess and stuff. But it's also just, a little nice scenery for us to look at instead of just a gray wall.
Well, the school courtyard, it's a bit bland.
So we are open for all and any suggestions. If people want to come and see if we can add some color out there to make it look not as dreary.
I think the courtyard's trash. Like, the weeds are not it right now. Like, they need... Those are my thoughts in general, though.
We asked staff about ideas on how to make the courtyard more appealing and fun for the students.
Love the art games. We have some cornhole boards that if anytime kids if they want to, we could put them out there.
I think, it could definitely use a little bit of sprucing up. Maybe a few more plants in there, maybe some decorations of some sort. Some color might be nice. I think it's a good idea, but it could be improved upon, sure.
It'd be awesome if we could get some murals painted or something like that done. Maybe make it like a big art project. That would be really cool to see that. It'd be awesome. I think some like, not comfortable per se, because you don't want people going out there and just hanging out when they're supposed to be in class, but definitely some different type of furniture, even to make use of the grass area would be better. Like you said, put some games in there, like a bocce pit, or have cornhole out there on like the nice days, because I feel like it's, I don't want to say a waste of space, but it's a little waste of space in terms of people could use it a little more.
Perhaps there's a way to allow for some artwork to be done on the interior walls that would make the interior a little bit more colorful, a little bit more inviting, but also just gather some ideas from the students, see what they would like to be out there, and see what is actually feasible and not feasible from their ideas.
Thank you for the interviews, everyone. There are many ways to improve the school courtyard, including games, furniture, art, and other aspects, but that's all the time we have today. Now on to Alex with music and its impacts.
Thank you, Dylan. I'd love to see some of the school improvements mentioned before implemented in our school. Pets are a major part of people's daily lives, some of our pets being our best friends, like my friend Chewbacca here. Let's hear about the pets of WB. Many students and teachers at WB own pets.
I have 18 hens, I have 2 cats, I have 3 rabbits who are separated into male and female dormitories so they don't mate, and I have 30,000 bees.
I have 2 dogs and I have a cat.
I have a dog named Kruger.
One of the things that comes along with pet ownership is the task of taking care of them.
There's a lot of responsibility when you have a lot of pets, for sure, and especially as all my pets are outdoor pets, we have to make sure that their needs are met and they're winterized and their water doesn't freeze and all those things. So it's a lot of work.
I'm like feeding them and giving them water, but also just like giving them treats, petting them, saying that they're good, playing with them.
We treat him like a human. He's with us all the time. We bring him places. Yeah.
Getting a pet can be planned out or an impulse decision.
We actually saw a sign for free kittens last June on the side of the road, and I got right out of my car. It was musical week. I got right out of my car, and I took 2 cats home that day. The rest of the pets were kind of planned.
My cat and my first dog were planned, but Milo was just like on a whim. Like we found him, we fell in love with him, and boom.
It was planned. We thought about it a lot. You know, having a pet is actually a big responsibility, so we wanted to be prepared.
Pets are very impactful on someone's life.
Because after I'm having like a bad day at school or something, or just like a bad day in general, like just them being there just to, you know, love you, cuddle you, give you attention, it's pretty nice.
He is the greatest dog ever. He brings so much happiness to our house.
My pets are my babies. I love them. Get a pet.
It was lovely to hear about all the pets of people who go to school in our town. Now on to Maddie with the art teacher we all know and love.
Thanks, Hope. I really wish you used the B-roll I sent you, but anyways, for 20 years, Mr. Finley has brought nothing but positivity and good vibes to the school. Although a quiet and shy person, once you get to know him, he comes along with a big and loud personality. Mr. Finley has always loved art and was attracted to the environment our school brings.
I like working with people and I love art, so it makes sense. I was attracted to the size of the town, the small community. Yeah.
Students talk about how his classroom provides comfort and a chance to be themselves.
It's really fun. I like the classroom, like a lot of people there, and he's a great teacher. It's a really fun place.
Oh, Mr. Finley's been my biggest support system. He's been amazing to me. He's always been there just to help me, and I feel like I can go to him for literally anything. Like I feel like I can truly vent to him, whatever the circumstance.
Teachers describe the good qualities Mr. Finley brings to the table.
He's always been a helpful mentor, friend, colleague of mine. I would say overall, I think Finley and I sort of take this. We like to take the sort of like the same approaches to art, which is not so overbearing.
Mr. Finley's a great guy to work with. He brings sort of a calm sense of leadership, a quiet leadership. He's more of a show-by-example kind of guy instead of rah-rah, we need to do this.
Students also talked about how Mr. Finley impacts them and inspires them.
He always makes like a lot of good suggestions when I don't know where to go with my project, and I always end up doing something really cool when he suggests something nice.
Mr. Finley inspires me because he is just a great person overall. Like you see how he connects with every student here, and I feel like it really shows you that you can be a teacher and still have fun.
Other than art, Mr. Finley has other hobbies and inspirations.
None other than Dolly Parton. My hobbies outside of school are fake farming. I'm a big nerd for gardening and composting and playing with chickens.
Well, that was quite a good amount of qualities. But anyways, Mr. Finley always knows how to put a smile on my face, and he cooks me food whenever I'm in his class. He also allows myself and other students to express ourselves through our own art and not critique us in the process. Now, on to Sean about life advice.
Thanks, Maddie, for that great spotlight on Mr. Finley. From what I've heard, he's one of the best teachers. Unfortunately, I've never had him. Some of the best teachers not only teach their subject, but give us so much great advice and have so much wisdom. So we decided to go out and see if we could tap into their wealth of knowledge.
Mr. Hyde believes that people should be at the center of our lives.
My biggest piece of advice is just people over everything. Like curriculums change, jobs change,
all that, but it's just make everything about people and care about them more than anything else you're doing.
Mrs. Cronin believes that to find happiness, you must make the conscious choice to be happy.
If I could give one piece of advice, it would be that happiness is a choice. There's always going to be hard times and difficult things, and you have to choose to be happy. That and wear really comfortable socks.
Mr. Campagna thinks it is important that we learn from those who have come before us.
I think if I had everyone's attention, I could tell them one thing to take with them. I'd tell them to listen. Listen to your grandparents, your aunts, your uncles, your parents, your teachers. People around you who have been in situations that you've been in, or you can, you have that ability to learn from others' experiences, whether it's good or bad. I think that listening really, gives you an opportunity to reflect on things and come up with a good response for yourself.
Mrs. Longo takes an honest, straightforward approach to giving advice.
I would say to realize that things are going to happen in life that you're not going to expect. There's going to be some bumps in the road, big bumps, little bumps, but either way, there's going to be some bumps, and it's all a matter of perspective and how you deal with those bumps. That's going to make you a successful person in life. It's having a good support system around you and having a solid head on your shoulders and knowing that there is some kind of light at the end of the tunnel that, no matter how big or small the problem is, that you're going to get through it if you put your head to it.
Mr. Pike finds advice from one of the greatest writers, J.R.R. Tolkien.
All right, so my advice for life comes from the greatest book ever written, which is, of course, The Lord of the Rings. And in that book, there's the character Aragorn, son of Arathorn. There's a poem written about that character that I think is very applicable to everybody. All that is gold does not glitter. Not all those who wander are lost. The old that is strong does not wither. Deep roots are not reached by the frost.
Thanks to all the teachers who gave us some really awesome advice. If I could leave you with one last piece of advice, it'd be that too often people try to win the argument. I would suggest that a much better goal is to try to find the truth, because the truth is incredibly important. The truth will set you free. Thank you for watching. Up next, we have Luke to tell you about how the community has come together to help a fellow student and his family in their time of need.
No one really knows how to react when they hear this type of news, so we asked students how they handled it. Seeing someone suffer is hard, but seeing a teammate suffer is much worse. So we asked some of the West Bridgewater football team how this event changed the team dynamic. With the cost of surgeries and the mental toll this took on Jayden and his family, I asked them what we can do to help.
Thank you, Caleb. For this piece, I'm going to tell you guys how people feel about music. I asked some people what their favorite music genre was and what they thought that said about them as a person.
I listen to either rap or R&B, and I feel like it just makes me like more chill with the R&B, but with rap, it like can motivate you and make you do other things.
I listen to pretty much everything, like country, 2000s, some rap. It's a mix of everything. And I think it just says that I have different moods.
I listen to everything. I listen to like classic rock and oldies music, which I kind of took into my life in middle school even.
I listen to like drill rap, and I would like to think that thing shows that I'm like, I don't know, maybe loud or confident.
I asked some people how music influenced their mood.
I feel like it depends on like the type of genre I'm listening to or the song. Like with R&B, I feel like I'd be more relaxed, and with rap, I feel like I would have more of a group of people with me.
I think it goes the other way around. My mood is there, and then I find the music that matches it.
Like I feel like if I'm listening to like hard music, then I'm more like alive and awake, and if I'm listening to like chill music, I'm like more tired and like calm.
Yeah, I feel like music does affect my mood. It makes me it makes me enjoy myself.
I asked what life would be like without music.
Silent. I think there's music adds a different element to like the day.
And there you have it. That about does it for the Block's news piece. Thank you for watching.